all these dead people appeared on the recall register submitted to INEC. Mr. President, 116 of my colleagues, my constituents, I mean to say, also have sworn to affidavit that their names and signatures appeared on the recall register and they were not the ones that signed it. Mr. President, 86 of my constituents have also sworn to an affidavit to state that they were approached that the government wants to carry out a fertilizer empowerment program and requested for their PVCs and thereby deceived into putting their name on the recall registers.
What is happening in Kogi in respect of Senator Dino Melaye, as far as this constitution is concerned, and as far as I'm concerned, is an exercise in futility. It's just wasting precious time and resources of the Kogi people. Because the constitution is clear on what should happen.
Well, so you heard the senators there on the recall process on Senator Dino Melaye. Prince Solomon Shoyabi, INEC National Commissioner on Voter Education and Publicity, has been talking to us on this one and some other issues that we will raise with him. He did say there, Senator Ike Ekwuremadu, that is an exercise in futility. Some people would say, look, it's a strenuous exercise, a tedious one. We've never seen anybody record in Nigeria, and it's almost impossible to get this done. How true is that?
Well, a process of the law or a constitutional requirement can never be said to be a futile exercise. This is a demand of the law, and as a commission, we are going to go before OG, very diligently follow the letters to ascertain, because that's what the whole exercise is all about. There is an accusation or before you on the 19th of August. Only the operations of the commission, our operations and activities on that day will speak to address most of these issues.
All right. Before we lay this chair to bed tonight, for tonight, how much will this cost the INEC?
Honestly, if we look at it as a successful exercise, we are not looking at the people involved. It means we have to conduct two different elections, two different senatorial elections.
So that's what it looks like.
The cost of the verification is one election on its own. The referendum is another election on its own. In fact, if the two succeed, there's still going to be something like a senatorial election in that place. So three costs for one senatorial election.
An average, how much does it cost you to conduct a senatorial election, a staggered senatorial election?
In this particular instance, let's put it, we are looking at about 300 million naira.
So it will cost about 900 million naira
to a billion naira
to get Senator Dino Melaye.
A full
that's the cost.
Yeah, about that.
For Nigerians to hear. All right, let's move away from that matter now. Let's give you some information on the Osun by-election, which is slated for the 8th of July 2017. That's now about 4 days away now. That's going to be happening to replace the late Senator Isiaka Adeleke. What is the latest on that?
Well, we are on track. As of now, we have 11 political parties, 11 candidates contesting for this in 10 different local government areas of the area in about 1,000 polling units. So there was no substitution within the period, because we've heard about people saying some parties are coming together. As far as the commission is concerned, if there was no constitutional substitution, all the 11 candidates are contesting.
Will the areas where the elections and the local government area be shut down for?
There's going to be partial lockdown by the security. We've been given that assurance that there will be partial lockdown
in that senatorial district.
In the senatorial district. at least for between 8 o'clock and 5 o'clock for security reasons. We know for obvious reasons we have to shut down because it is a standoff election.
Must we always shut down an area before we conduct election in Nigeria? It
becomes an all-comers comedy if it's not. You will see a lot of distraction. It's more difficult to conduct a standoff election than a general election because there are so many interested and uninterested parties that will just flock the area, and what we're talking about now will not be election, we'll be dealing with security issues. So I think the atmosphere in which we want to conduct the election must be secured. That's
so
why
all is set for Saturday. That was the same.
We are set for Saturday. We are on course, and as I'm talking to you, by this time tomorrow, all the sensitive papers will have gone down to the rack level, not even local government area, the registration area centers. The sensitive materials, which are the ballot papers, should be there in the presence of all stakeholders, the political parties that are participating. We have taken them along right from the build-up to this particular election.
All right, Channel Television is covering that one. Late Senator Isiaka Adeleke, who died a few weeks ago, there's going to be an election to replace him at the Senate. Well, let's quickly get INEC's take on this continuous voter registration. Where are we? How many Nigerians have you registered in the last few weeks or the last few months that you said you've commenced voter registration?
In about 10 weeks that we have started with restricted areas. It was just recently that we expanded the movement of the direct data capturing machines to about 10%. Of yesterday, we have about 1.3 million Nigerians who have been captured.
New
captures.
New registrations.
New registrants. About 1.3. And as we said, we did say, this is going to be a truly continuous voter registration because we don't have a cutoff point. This is going to go until the Constitution asks us to stop sometimes in 2018. So this is open, at least at the local government areas. And we are so dynamic about the whole process. We are on top of the situation. We are studying the situation. If there is demand for it, we will have what we call rotational registration instead of being stagnant or stationary at the local government areas.
How many voters do we have in Nigeria presently?
As of now, I can tell you conveniently we have about 7 to 4 million. And if you project very well, I will not be surprised at this rate that we may register about 80 million Nigerians before we have 2019 elections.
So the INEC is ready for 2019?
This is part of the preparation. You can say you were there when we gave the strategic plan. We have our timelines which we mark. And I want to tell you, as of today, we are up to date, even with our own tracking. Notwithstanding the fact that we have Imo, Ekiti, and Osun in between, we are tracking all of them together as activities towards 2019.
On a final note, just about 30 seconds before we go, Nigerians want to know, there are about 90 political parties you said are in consideration to be considered as a political party in Nigeria. How many more are we expecting to see? You registered 5 the last few weeks?
We said 90, but as of today, there are now 103. They keep on going every day. This is a multi-party system. The more, the merrier. The law allows us to. But we have registered 5, and there are so many at various levels of verification. I'm expecting, in fact, with a lot of optimism, we still expect more than 45.
Okay. All right. We must leave it at that. Prince Solomon Shoyabi is the National Commissioner of INEC in charge of voter education and publicity. Always a pleasure getting some of these details from you. Many thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Just before we go, your vote is your power. If you do not register, you cannot vote. That means you are powerless as a voter in Nigeria. You know what you do by voting anybody? You are imposing your own authority as a citizen of Nigeria in them. That's how far we can go on the program. Many thanks for being part of it. On behalf of the team, bye for now.